Hello Capricorn, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the mid-month of March. Let's play some cards. Before we get into that, let's talk about the astrology. On the 18th is a super powerful full moon in fellow earth sign Virgo, which is really important to you because I think you'll feel like you've come to a bit of a roundup of a cycle and you are now perhaps a lot more mentally stronger for a lot of the physical input it takes for completing or really seeing through some of your manifestations. Practical, grounded, really mystical full moon of organization, wanting to get things done, really practical, super pragmatic, and just about the business, right? So it's mutable earth. When the moon is in any sign of mutability, it's about the malleable. It's about how we're changing our physical, even our mental, to really conform to the higher visions that we have of our, like I said, objectives, manifestations, the things we want and desire, etc. So let's, on Sunday the 20th, the sun enters Aries. It's also the spring equinox and the astrological New Year. So beginning, fresh new start, fiery, straight out of the gate, head first. Mercury is the planet of communication, enters the sign of Aries on the 27th, and communication can get a little bit fiery, and I'd probably avoid confrontation, if anything. On the 31st, it's the new moon in Aries, which is all about the new beginnings. It's all about the new start. It's all about, like, where can we take this now? Where are we going now? What are we even doing now? Venus and Mars are both in the sign of Aquarius, and this, again, is thinking outside of the box in terms of relationships. What you've tried previously won't necessarily work anymore. It's as brutal as that. It's almost like you're going to have to relearn the dynamics of relationships, who you are in a relationship, who you wish to be in a relationship with. So I think, bear in mind, this kind of is one of those periods where you just have to let it work out, you know? You gotta have the faith. The faith has gotta be there. And sometimes acquiring that faith in this King of Cups Piscean season, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, it builds emotional intelligence. And I just feel like Pisces season, after coming out of this really heavy Saturnian Capricorn season, even Aquarius season, which was all about the redoing of things. Coming into Pisces season, it's now about the emotional trust, right? So the mid-month of February has a lot to do with your emotional intelligence, how you're emotionally relating to things, and how emotionally speaking content are you. You kind of have to really trust in your abilities here. You kind of really got to trust in what the universe is trying to tell you through the way you feel. And this guy has built his throne on the ocean, right? He's built that throne on the ebbs and flows of life. Nothing will throw him, nothing will shake him, nothing will stir him, because that's his belief, that's his presence here. He is really able to go with the flow, and he's got a very artistic and scientific approach to his thinking, and it's about having a full heart. This is the second time this weekend that this pair has come up. That's the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. Fire energy is significant here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is a dynamic duo of real magic. Capricorn, I think it's safe to say that you've closed out a really painful cycle. There's no more space in the back for any more swords, right? You may have felt a bit like betrayed or backstabbed, and I just want to say to you, this mid-month, it's about the new dawn, it's about the rebirth, it's about the reawakening, it's about the potential of what can happen now, what's the new. And so there might be this element of emotional intelligence of this Piscean season, but the onslaught of this Aries energy also, which is really about having charisma, charm, and confidence, and knowing that what you're really trying to accomplish here is not only a level of self-belief that requires just sheer determination and belief, But it's also about the emotional intelligence that goes behind that confidence, and how really acknowledging the end of certain cycles really is going to mean the beginning of new ones. And it's literally a decision. It's honest to God just a decision for you, Capricorn, where you decide, you know what, I'm not gonna lay down on the ground and pretend I'm dead. Okay, there's life to be lived, there's adventures to be had, there are things for me to do, and I have to be really honest to my heart and my soul what it is I truly want. And if that's an emotional new beginning and a creative new start, then I would really focus all of my intention on this Ace of Wands, which is exactly that, right? This is a card of the utmost opportunity for potential creation, for sparks of illumination. The Ace of Wands for me is phallic energy. It's masculine, okay? It's very gung-ho. Let's go do this, right? I want it, I got it. It's also, for me, a representation of a matchstick. So imagine like a matchstick going off and the initial spark, the initial burst of creation, which is the luminosity. And that I want you to think as an analogy for the rest of this month. It's that matchstick moment. It's the finally giving up, surrendering, right? I can't change anything about that's gone by. I've learnt my lessons. I know who I am now, and that's someone who is not only emotionally intelligent, but really quite fun and flirty and creative, and working with the inner fire within myself to really want to get things done. Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Swords. Things begin to move really quickly in terms of finances. I think it's really safe to say that you are on this slow and steady wins the race, laborious kind of, not laborious, but it's just making sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, right? So earth signs have their own particular way of doing things. We work with the matter, we work with material, which means that we're very present in the 3D matrix realms, and there's something about you converting that to electricity in this season. And I think if you can really grasp your head around that, it won't feel conflicting anymore, like you're being pulled in two separate directions. You're being asked to move forward, but you're also being asked to be really steady and well grounded in your movements. Finances, I feel like, take a really good turn, but it's all about your ability to create. You know, emotional intelligence and outlet for that sometimes really is about the creation. And so, Page of Pentacles, get really humble, start from scratch. This might even be a brand new project, a side project that you want to take on. It has the potential of turning into something really big. It has the potential of serious follow up and follow through. There is a need for you to come from a really well-informed and got your bases covered kind of place. And that kind of also requires a self-belief too. Okay, so if the charisma is not there, then don't even try. If the passion's not there, then don't waste your time. If the emotional backing, like the emotional self-belief, isn't there, then don't even try. It's about coming back to basics. And this is the thing with Ascension. How dare anybody ever think that, like, okay, yeah, I did this one healing exercise this one time, I don't ever have to do it again. That's bullshit. Every time you get caught into a new phase of ascension or growth, you have to go back to basics and cover the bases that you took your time and energy and resources learning. You got to put them into practice. And you kind of have to go with what you know. And kind of have a bit of faith that it will get you to where you need to be. 5 of Swords and 3 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. And again, popular energy. You may have felt frazzled and you may have felt like the whole world had their 2 cents to throw in. You know what? You kind of won that battle. And now pull those swords out of your heart. And if you really want the love to stay there, really look at where the holes are. Right? See, look at the holes that really let the love out of your heart. It really is time to heal past, present, and future, and do it from a place where you're not frazzled anymore, but just do it from a place where you're confident and assertive enough to know that if you wanted to, you could spark that match that would just illuminate a lot of dark places in your heart, Capricorn. There is a strong energy of just cleansing out past, present, and future, and I wouldn't begrudge it because I think ultimately It'll put you in a really emotionally intelligent place. Intelligence and empathy. Capricorn, I think that's all I have for you. If you would be interested in leaving a donation to the channel, details are in the description box. You can also find out where to book a reading. I mean, like, if you've been blocked, if you've been stuck, if you're not being able to make sense of things, if you're not quite sure what's going on with your life at the moment, just really consider taking a moment to take a look at the services that I offer on the website, rubyreadstarot.com. There's healing therapies, there's readings, there's counseling sessions, there is all sorts of therapies. Do take a look. All of my love to you, Capricorn. Leave me a thumbs up, leave me a subscribe. I love you. Take it easy. Bye.